This program is brought to you by Waste Management of North County and Oceanside, who are dedicated to serving customers and community as a safe, comprehensive service provider, a good corporate citizen, and a responsible environmental steward. Think green, think Waste Management. The following program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff.
Welcome to Oceanside Spectrum. I'm your host, Kelly Davis, in for Elaine Swan. It's holiday season once again, and we have a perfect lineup of guests who will be sharing all the wonderful holiday happenings around North County, San Diego to help you put you in the holiday mood. MainStreet Oceanside will be here to share a few of those holiday happenings going on right here in Oceanside. The 12th annual Oceanside Turkey Trot invites you to come move your feet before you eat this Thanksgiving by signing up and joining their 10K or 5K run or walk. The Oceanside Theater Company will be here to talk about their upcoming production, Miracle on 34th Street, and how you can become involved with the theater company. And last but certainly not least, LifeSharing and With Me Always will be on our show to speak about the organ donation and how you can become a donor. So take this moment and get caught up on all the wonderful holiday events happening in North County, San Diego, right here on Oceanside Spectrum. Hi, and welcome to the November edition of Oceanside Spectrum. Well, the holidays are here, and we have Kathy Nigel here to talk about all the cool happenings in around Oceanside this holiday season. Welcome, Kathy.
Thanks, Kelly. Glad to be back on Spectrum.
I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
First things first, shopping.
So we're going to kick it off right after Thanksgiving with 'Tis the Season to Shop Local. We bring in our merrymakers. They'll do a pop-up for shopping. We have a special program called our Passport Program that will go from November 25th to December 22nd, where you can shop and go in for a drawing. We gave about 40 items out last time. That day we also have a shop and sip, and of course all the information is on our website, shoplocaloceanside.com.
Okay.
And then from there, the following week in December, we really kick it off. MainStreet Oceanside will have their mixer at the brand new TBG restaurant on Horn Street, which pretty excited about that. That's on the 5th. We start our holiday markets for all of December. I call it one-stop shopping at the Sunset Market. Have no idea what you want to eat, you don't want to cook, come down, take some prepackaged items back to the home for your guests. There's over 100 retail and commercial vendors, so if you have no idea what to get somebody, this is the place to go. And then December 7th, our annual city tree lighting. That goes that day, that Thursday, in conjunction with the first Sunset Market in December. We close down Mission Avenue, two blocks. We bring in a bounce house, we bring in an oak horse, we bring in a zip line. We bring in carolers.
For the Christmas tree lighting
That's
ceremony.
Correct.
Where does the zip line go?
On Mission Avenue.
What?
We've had it there for a couple years. You haven't come down?
I have not.
You need to come down and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, our special guest Santa is coming in special for the tree lighting. He's supposed to be there at 6 to help us light the tree, and then arts and crafts, some food. We just hope that you'll come down for that event.
So I understand he's not coming in on a sleigh, but a
fire truck.
That's good.
Fire department's going to help him because, you know, bringing in the sleigh, we just want to make sure it's pretty safe.
Absolutely. And that's at the
At the Regal Entertainment Plaza.
Okay. Got it.
And then that weekend starts Annie, the production at the Star Theater for 2 weekends. That's startheater.com if you want to get tickets. And then the Saturday they have the Harbor Parade of Lights with the boats for the holidays. Sunday is the Winter Ball for our seniors, and that's $15 for dinner and live music dancing down at the Junior Sale Parks and Recreation Center. And let's see, what did I forget?
How
Oh my
about
goodness.
a holiday mixer?
We did the mixer.
We did the mixer.
And then there is, Hanukkah. They put up the menorah in City Hall on, let's see, that's December 12th through January 8th. And of course, throughout December, you have Tango at the Beach every Saturday evening, and the Train Museum for kids out at Heritage Park every Saturday in December. And then, of course, we end that all with starting out the new year with tickets to go to the Rose Bowl Parade, and that is through the OceansideRec.com. We leave at 4 a.m., we get on the bus, they take us there, we watch the parade, we eat, and we have transportation back for January 1st to kick out the new year.
That is fantastic. So with the Rose Bowl Parade in particular, is this something new, or have they done this previously?
Very new event. So very cool that they're going to do it this year, because we all love watching it on TV, but why not be there in person? I don't want to drive, I don't want to park, but I want to be there to see all that beautiful, beautiful floats and entertainment. What a great way to do it. And that's through OceansideRec.com.
So OceansideRec.com is doing both the Winter Ball that you mentioned and the Rose Bowl Parade trip.
Yep.
What a wonderful idea. Just out of curiosity, do you know how that came about? Because that's such a good, you said that, did this happen in previous years or something?
I don't recall it happening in previous years. I know that people have gone out and participated, but this is the first year that they've actually done the trip that I recall.
Well, that sounds exciting. And the other thing I wanted to go back to about the menorah, it's the menorah lighting. What? Because I don't think we said that.
An actual menorah, and they do they put it up in City Hall, and it's done throughout Hanukkah.
And it's inside City Hall.
It's actually outside on the Civic Plaza.
Okay, okay. And is this something that's gone on?
For many, many years,
that's
for as long as I've
fantastic.
lived here, so very long time.
That's wonderful. Is there any other happenings that you can think
Goodness
of?
gracious, I don't know if I'm going to have any more time after all that. Might need a vacation from all the fun during the holidays.
You'll need a holiday from your holiday.
That's right.
Well, Kathy, I want to thank you so much for joining us and sharing all the cool, exciting events that's happening.
Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome. And we will be right back.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Hi and welcome back. I'm Kelly Davis and I am here with Richard Museo and Jennifer Thompson here to talk about the 12th annual Oceanside Turkey Trot sponsored by Pacific Marine Credit Union. Well, welcome, both of you.
Good to be here.
So the Move Your Feet Before You Eat Foundation is the sponsor of this event, correct?
Yeah, it's a foundation that was set up to support this event as well as some other events, but the Oceanside Turkey Trot is our primary big, large event every year.
And what are some of the cool things that happen in the Turkey Trot?
Well, besides getting to run, there's all kinds of music on the course and people watching and cheering, but we have some really, really cool things at the end. Costume contest, $1,000 of prize money for the best costumes. They don't have to be Thanksgiving costumes, most of them are, but they don't have to be Thanksgiving. We've had some rather strange stuff up there trying to win $1,000.
Now, is the key, do you also have to actually compete in the costume?
No, you don't.
Oh, you
No, you
don't?
but I run the 10K for Sirius at 6:45 in the morning, then at 8:10 I put on a 9-pound turkey costume, do the 5K in that. So it's worth $45 just to see that.
That's fantastic. And Jennifer, I understand that the Pacific Marine Credit Union, they sponsor this event. And how many years has that been for you? And why do you do it?
We've been sponsoring the event for 8 years, and we are excited to sponsor the event. First of all, it is wonderful fun. We get passed by a piece of pumpkin pie on the course. You see families and friends together. And on a more serious note, the credit union is all about enhancing the lives of people in our community, and that's exactly what the Turkey Trot does. It's an opportunity for us to give back to the local community by having those nonprofit and local schools benefit from those those funds.
And talk a little bit about that, because I read that you can use part of your entry fee or your entry fee to give to a school or a nonprofit. Could you tell a little bit about that? Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. When you sign up to be a participant of the Turkey Trot on the website, you can go in there and click a drop-down box and designate $5 of your entry fee to go towards that local nonprofit or school of your choice. And then those funds go directly to support the kids or the families or whatever that program is that you selected, which is a really great way for people in the community to designate what kind of community organizations they'd like to support.
Fantastic. So speaking of students and kids, there's something specific for the young people, right? With the race, do they have a...
Yes, in addition to the 10K and the 5K, and kids can run those as well, we also have a kids 1 miler. And then for the little tiny kids, a 1/4 miler, which is really fun to watch. Some of the little kids, when they get to the finish line tape, they're afraid to break it, so they stop right there. It's really funny to see. But you can't be too old to run, and you can't be too young to run in this event. That's the cool thing about it.
Well, let's speak about the young older kids,
Careful what you say, I'm pushing 60.
you know that's why I said the young older kids. There's actually a senior run or something like that. Is
yes,
that?
the morning before, which would be Wednesday, November 22nd, we have the senior 1 mile, and that's for runners aged 65 and over. And you can run, walk, jog, be pushed in a chair, it doesn't matter.
Fantastic.
Just to get what we call the seniors, 65 and over out. We have a lot of seniors though who are serious competitors who are going to try to set records in the 1 mile distance the morning before Thanksgiving.
That is fantastic.
Up and down the Strand, so it's a nice flat, fast 1 miler.
And and there was a person last year that was 90 something.
Yeah, our oldest finisher last year was 96. So pretty impressive to see.
It is impressive. That's fantastic.
And I think our youngest finisher was 3.
What, did they have a nice little pumpkin outfit on, or no?
Probably, yeah.
So with the run, you have there's a 10K that starts at
6:45 for the 10K,
Okay.
and then at 8:10 we have a 5K, which is about 3.1 miles.
Okay, and this all begins where?
It begins right in front of Civic Center on Coast Highway in downtown Oceanside.
Okay.
So it begins there, and then it finishes down on the Strand by the pier where the amphitheater is.
Okay, and then the kids event happens later than that.
So the kids 1 miler and the 1/4 miler then happens after the 2 longer runs, and it's basically along the Strand.
Okay.
Finishing again at the same finishing spot as the regular races.
And how has this event been? I mean, has it been a good turnout year after year? Has it?
We've run over 10,000 participants probably 4 or 5 years in a row. In fact, last year the Wall Street Journal said that we are now the 8th largest Thanksgiving morning charity event in the country.
Wow.
Here in beautiful Oceanside.
Well, that must be encouraging to the foundation that you're a part of, because
Well, we love it. You know, as Jennifer said, it gets family members and friends out doing something together, starting their Thanksgiving morning tradition together, whether you're a serious runner or you just want to walk. Just a great way to start your Thanksgiving morning tradition. And to have that many people out on Oceanside, it's a really cool thing to see when you stand at the start line and look backwards. You just see blocks and blocks of people lined up ready to go.
That's fantastic. Well, I want to thank you both for being here and talking about the 12th annual Oceanside Turkey Trot. I'm going to have to think about participating this year.
Don't think about it, just do it.
Just sign up.
I will. And we're going to have that website for you to register for the Turkey Trot. You'll have the website will be there, right there on your screen. And we just want to thank Jennifer and Richard for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Use motor oil or cocktail of toxins. Dispose carefully, you got lots of options. Never the trash, the drain, or the ground. That's insane and it ain't safe and sound. Oceanside is a zero waste city. Oceanside is a zero waste city. Oceanside is a zero waste city. Oceanside is a zero waste city.
Recycle used oil and filters at certified collection points in Oceanside. For locations, see greenoceanside.org.
Hi and welcome back. I'm Kelly Davis in for Elaine Swan, and we have the Oceanside Theater Company here to talk about Miracle on 34th Street, Ted Live and Bridget Young. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Good. So this one's a little different because it's Miracle on 34th Street, a radio play.
That is correct,
Yeah.
yes.
What is different about this production?
Well, this is based on a 1947 Lux Radio Hour broadcast of the original story, the Miracle on 34th Street story that everybody knows and loves. It all takes place within the radio station, and the actors will come to the microphones and they'll play various characters, and then there'll be a sound effects person doing the door slams and the footsteps and everything else, just as if you were in the studio back in the day. And then we'll also have a choir, a chorus, primarily of younger folks from, many of whom have been in our youth academy, doing some songs and some radio jingles, things like that.
That's fantastic. And does the theater generally try to use like the people of this area for their theater productions?
Absolutely. We encourage locals to come out and audition. We recognize our relationship with the Oceanside community, and we want to foster that and encourage that. We absolutely look for that and whenever we can. And we have, in addition to this, as I mentioned, the academy, we have a lot of local kids that come out in the summer for our youth academy show, which last summer was Little Mermaid Junior. And they're primarily all from the area. And we encourage them to come out for our productions. And in fact, many of them are in this production. Yeah.
That is fantastic. And Bridget, you are also here as a board member of the theater company, but there's also another event called Broadway by the Sea. It's a campaign, a membership?
Yes, it's a membership campaign. So as the board on the board of directors, one of our main goals is to really engage the community. And we love that it has such a big art community. We are partnering with Oceanside Film Festival, MainStreet Oceanside, and then our Broadway by the Sea campaign is really reaching out to the local community, and it's an opportunity for everyone there to become involved and actually join us. And when you join us, you get special perks like private talkbacks and local merchant discounts. That's another thing that we're doing, is really partnering with the local merchants just right on Coast Highway and getting them into the theater and getting them involved. And so we're having a really good time with that. And that is our goal, is to really get the community involved and through the doors and show them what we're doing.
And a question then, when getting people involved around the theater, because it's right downtown Oceanside, housed in the Brooks Theater area, right? When you say kind of combining, will you be able to kind of get a ticket to the theater and maybe get a chance to eat someplace?
Oh, many. So we have merchant discounts. Masters is one of them. That's great. Just right down the street. And there's actually an opportunity, if you join, to win season tickets. When you're a member, you get tickets to the shows, depending on what level you're at. And there are tons of perks.
That's fantastic. And Ted, so speaking about community, you have, and you touched a little bit about this earlier, about the students and the community involvement. You have an education program, or what is that?
We have our outreach program. There's two facets to our youth academy. One is, as I mentioned, the summer camp, where we have it's a 4-week camp where we bring in kids anywhere from about 7 to age 18. Last summer, I believe we had 44 students. Fantastic. And I think we're going to expand it a little bit this coming summer by adding a technical aspect, because some of the kids aren't really comfortable or aren't really interested in going up on stage, but they would love to learn about sound, about set building, about costumes, building props, things like that. And then the other aspect, in addition to the camp, is our outreach program, which we work with the Oceanside Unified School District. In fact, in November, we had a production of Beauty and the Beast Junior that was performed in conjunction with Jefferson Middle School. But the performance took place at our space at the Brooks.
That is fantastic. Yeah. What a wonderful opportunity to get your stage legs underneath you. Absolutely. And to be working with a professional theater company. I think that's wonderful. So what else do you have going on for your 2017-18 season then?
I'm glad you asked. We opened the season with Same Time Next Year. And then, of course, we've got Miracle for our holiday show. In late February, we are doing a show called Outside Mullinger, which is a lovely play that we're working in conjunction with Scripps Ranch Theater. It's actually a co-production. It'll run 5 weeks there and then come to our theater for 3 weeks with the exact same cast, same director, same set, same costumes. We're porting it over. It's something that we're trying for the first time. And then we'll finish the season in May with an updated version of Gilbert and Sullivan's classic Pirates of Penzance.
That is wonderful. And I think it's John Patrick Shanley
yes,
that
that's correct.
I love his writing, so that's fantastic. Well, I want to thank you both, Bridget, Ted, for stopping by. Please come back again and share with us all the cool things that are going down there. And we'll be right back.
Tri-City Medical Center, a leader in advanced healthcare close to home.
I've completed 8 Ironman races until a ruptured herniated disc caused me debilitating pain.
I performed a successful microdiscectomy on Kathleen.
But I did not want to run anymore. I didn't want to risk pain again. After time, I needed an Ironman-sized dream, so I returned to triathlons.
I worked with Kathleen to help her regain her strength.
Thank you, Tri-City Medical Center, for your incredible orthopedic work.
Tri-City Medical Center, advanced healthcare for you.
Hi, and welcome back. I am Kelly Davis in for Elaine Swan. And for our final guest, we have Phyllis Hall here with Me Always, here to talk about her company as well as LifeSharing organization. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi, Kelly. So nice to be here tonight.
I am so glad that you're here. So LifeSharing, can you tell us a little bit about what LifeSharing is, that organization? What do they do?
LifeSharing is a federally designated nonprofit to coordinate organ and tissue donation for San Diego and Imperial counties.
That's fantastic. And you are a volunteer with that organization?
Yes, I'm going to become actually a very active volunteer. As I go out and share my story, I'll be taking LifeSharing along with me to encourage people to donate their organs.
And speaking about organ donation, now I know this company, LifeSharing, coordinates that kind of thing, I guess facilitates that whole process somehow?
Yes, they're set up in a building, and there are highly skilled professionals that work with the families as they, perhaps they're in the hospital and the hospital lets them know that there might be a potential organ donor that could save the life or help someone in need, and that's what they do. They intervene and gently walk them through the process.
And with organ donation, how does one donate their organs? How do you say, hey, I want this to happen?
We all can do this, and I would encourage all of your viewers at home to really give it some thought. You can, through the Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, you're offered an opportunity to become an organ donor.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
And it gets right there on your license and they know.
It's a little pink dot. Yes.
That's great. And your organization, your company, Me Always, works in concert somehow with LifeSharing. How does that work?
Well, it's truly, it's a partnership made in heaven, I must tell you. My son was an organ donor, and he had the pink dot on his license, and he would be the first one to ask you when he met you if you had a pink dot on yours. He was a strong advocate for this program. Well, fast forward, he passed away with my stepson when he was 21 and almost 22. And I created this company actually out of my grief. I've had a beautiful journey with grief. And I suffered in my heart so deeply that I needed an outside reminder that there was still love growing in my heart. The grief just overwhelmed it and took over. It was like I'd had a forest fire. And I knew there was a little membrane left that carried love, but I couldn't feel the love. So I longed for a piece of jewelry to remind me that nothing could break the bond of love, and it was everlasting. And I couldn't find this piece of jewelry anywhere. So one night in my quiet time, this design came to me, and it was a heart with an angel, and it was perfect because I called my son Angel Heart. So I took this design to the jeweler and I asked him to create 3-piece pendants for me because I wanted a pendant for each of my children, including my daughter, who I loved and adored. Although, again, like I said, I just wasn't feeling it. I was so numb. And when I put my necklace on for the very first time, someone walked through the door of the jewelry shop. She saw my design and said, "Please make one for me." And that was the beginning. That was my first sale.
Well, it's a beautiful story, and I don't know if you can kind of get that here. This is one of the pieces that's created with me always, and it's not. Is it only necklaces? Is it more than that?
Well, actually, women kept asking me where they could get one, so it put me in business. Basically, I mean, they put me in business. I had to do it right, especially when I was honoring my faith. And so, and I had also, I must tell you, when the design came to me, I knew and understood that it was to be shared with people like me who were bonded by love.
And not only do you have this, but you also have a book.
Yeah, I've got this storybook. Every angel heart I've sold has its own special story. And it's always a love story. And my customers' stories are remarkable, but they wanted to know mine. They wanted to know what was my story. And as a grieving mom, it was sometimes not easy to share my story. So I wrote it as a fable that it could be shared, and it's actually like a bedtime story. And it's about the strength of family love for both adults and children.
Well, I'm gonna hold this here for a moment, and I know we have graphics as well for all the things that you do. So with LifeSharing, the monies that you create through your company,
well, on my website, as you check out, I've got some of the charities that I work with listed, and you can click on that and they'll receive a donation. Or the nonprofits that I'm working with, like LifeSharing, they have their own URL. They can send out in their social media or newsletters, or just with their supporters, tell them about the Angel Heart Symbol of Love or the With Me Always storybook, and people that order it through their URL, then they also will receive a check. So my goal is to send them a check every month and make them as much money as I possibly can. This is a legacy of love.
Phyllis, I want to thank you for just saying yes to this and what you're doing, because this piece is absolutely beautiful.
I have to tell you something. When you said say yes, my husband teases me and he says, "Honey, why aren't you playing tennis?" And I always tell him, it's because I can't tell God no.
Well, on that note, and since this is one of our holiday Oceanside Spectrums, With Me Always with Phyllis, this is the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us.
This program was brought to you by Waste Management of North County and Oceanside, who are dedicated to serving customers and community as a safe, comprehensive service provider, a good corporate citizen, and a responsible environmental steward. Think green, think Waste Management.